Okay, let's look at the practice for 3.1.4. It says 2 auto dealers, Winston's and Car-Mart, are measuring how quickly they sell their cars. Both dealers sell their cars at a steady rate. That means it's linear. They sell the same amount every day at that car place. Okay, so the first bulleted statement there says after 3 days, Winston's has 32 cars left. That is that's an ordered pair. I'm going to split my screen here real quick. Okay, let's see if this will work. So after 3 days, Winston's has 32 cars left. After 5 days, Winston's has, I can't see it, has 12 cars left. Okay, I'm going to pause this again. Okay, so we can use those 2 ordered pairs here in a minute to find the slope. For Car-Mart, the information is shown on the table. So I'm going to make a little place over here for Car-Mart. I'm going to write down 2 of these ordered pairs. 243, I'm going to write them side by side this time. 332. Well, I'm going to go ahead and write this one too. 510. And I'm going to rewrite these side by side because that's how you're used to seeing them. It helps you to see that better side by side as opposed to vertically. These are the same thing as this. It says, how many cars per day does Car-Mart sell? How did you use the table to find this rate? So they're asking us about Car-Mart, and we need to just find the rate by using the slope formula. When it says find the rate, it's just meaning find the slope. So I'm going to use these last 2 points right here. 10 minus 32 over 5 minus 3 gives you a negative 22 over 2, which is a negative 11. So it's a negative because they're selling cars. They're losing, well, not losing, it's a good thing because they're making money, but they're getting rid of 11 cars per day. 11 cars per day are going away. That's why it's a negative. So for number 1, how many cars do they sell? 11 cars a day. How did you use the table to find this rate? We used the slope formula. Okay, number 2 says, how many cars per day does Winston sell? Let's do the same thing. Put this in slope formula. 12 minus 32 over 5 minus 3 gives you 20 over negative 20 over 2, which is a negative 10. And again, it's negative because they're selling. They're getting rid of their cars, 10 cars per day. So for number 2, 10 cars a day. That's for Winston's. Okay, and then which dealership sells more cars per day? How many more? So to answer number 3, Car-Mart sells how many more per day? 1 more per day. Kind of answer both of those questions in one sentence. 1 more each day or per day. Okay. Which dealership started with more cars? How many more cars did that dealership start with? Explain how you found your answer. Okay, well, if Winston's is losing or selling 10 cars a day, let's start with 332. So that means at 2 days they had how many cars? They had 10 more cars because they're selling 10 a day, 42. At 1 day they had 52. So at 0 days before they started with 62 cars. Okay, and that's for Winston's. Let's look at Car-Mart. Let's use 243. At 2 days they had 43 cars, and they're selling 11 a day. So we want to add 11 to see how many they had at 1 day, which would be 54. At 0 days, they would have 65. So they started with 65. So for number 4, Car-Mart started with, we'll go ahead and answer both of these in one sentence. Car-Mart started with 3 more cars. Okay. All right. And we'll go over this tomorrow when you come to school also.